and one morning I judged that it was just a matter of time until I sprained an ankle. Prophetically, I did just that about 10 minutes later, breaking a bone in my ankle. Somehow I limped back to the apartment. I was pretty well immobilized and would be stuck in the apartment for the next month, after which I was scheduled to fly back to the United States for some lectures. It seemed like a good time to work on that book idea. I had a 30-day window to churn out a first draft. I had a laptop computer with me, although I had never turned it on until then. I spent a few days outlining the book, mapping out the chapters, deciding which stories went into which chapters. And then I started. I would read over my notes for the next day's quota before I went to sleep, and then as soon as I woke up I'd be at it. At least 6 pages a day, sometimes 10 or more, finishing by late afternoon, and then in the evening reviewing the topics for the following day. That's how I wrote about 250 pages, most of the first draft, in a month. After I returned to the United States with the draft manuscript, Buzz Reed, the CEO of Klein Associates, marshaled the resources of our company to edit it, track down references, fact-check it, set aside my time for rewrites, and produce it. 5 years and many drafts later, I submitted the manuscript to the MIT Press. It was published in 1998. What happened after Sources of Power was published? Thanks to the MIT Press marketing director, the book was reviewed in several different outlets, including Nature. I think what attracted readers was that the book described a new model of decision-making. The RPD model was different from the existing accounts, focusing on how we use prior experience. It explained the mystery of how people were able to make tough decisions under time pressure and uncertainty. Previous research studies had usually ignored expertise and eliminated its influence. The RPD model demystified intuition. All of these features made the RPD story fairly compelling. After one of our researchers wrote Tom Petzinger, the Wall Street Journal columnist featured Sources of Power in 2 columns, bringing it widespread attention. Then Malcolm Gladwell gave the book some prominence in Blink, which came out in 2005. I think what is happening now is that each new citation the book receives keeps the momentum going, either bringing it to the attention of readers who haven't heard of it, or encouraging readers who have heard of it to finally get a copy. Google Scholar finds more than 3,000 citations to Sources of Power, from a wide range of professional journals, including the Bulletin of the American Meteorological Society, Journal of Sport and Exercise, Personnel Journal, Journal of Marketing Research, Review of Policy Research, Journal of Nursing, Journal of Macromarketing, and Computer Methods and Programs in Biomedicine. Sources of Power has reached a diverse audience. My colleagues and I continually hear from readers in a variety of fields, working on topics such as railway safety, special operations, and avalanche avoidance decision-making. We also hear about how training departments are replacing old models of decision-making with the RPD model in different professional fields. Because of all the interest in applying the RPD model to training, several colleagues and I designed a shadow box training program to foster effective decision-making. We have been using it with Child Protective Services caseworkers, petrochemical plant operators, law enforcement training developers, and military units. The success of Sources of Power created lots of different kinds of opportunities, including very enjoyable collaborations with the Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman, and the chance to serve on a team redesigning the White House Situation Room so that it could support more effective decision-making. The book described a different way of conducting research, a naturalistic decision-making NDM approach that investigated experienced decision-makers performing realistic tasks rather than novices performing artificial tasks in a laboratory. Researchers have subsequently applied this naturalistic strategy